Hello, magic makers. This is Karolina, and here I am again with another new moon reading. Today is the 14th of June 2018, and as usual, we will have a look at what's good to let go of this new moon phase, what's good to let in on the other hand, and which card will help us with the previous two, so the guidance card. So let's have a look at the first letting go card. Here we have the Hermit, which is a very strong archetypal symbol from the major arcana, and it's all about solitude and digging deep within yourself and analyzing yourself and looking for the answers inside of yourself rather than outside. And personally, I see a lot of courage in this card as well, even though here it's pretty dark and a little bit scary probably, but that's why, because it's scary to do this. It's scary to look deep into yourself and into your wounds and emotions and ask yourself some difficult questions and try to find answers for them. It's almost like, you just like in the card really, you are standing with a flashlight in front of some kind of a really deep and dark forest, and you're just about to dive into it, not really knowing where it will take you. But today we've got this card on the letting go position. So this tells me that also based on what we had the previous month, which was a pretty difficult month for a lot of us, this card is telling us to actually not to be alone anymore, not to seek solitude, but to get out of our little shell and to maybe even ask for help and find other people and share our experiences or life or whatever we need to share with them. Also, I think it advises us to stop analyzing too much whatever happened in our life. Okay, so basically to stop to go through all those scenarios, like what could have been, what might have been, what has already happened, and how it could all be different, and blah 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 blah. Because that's the tendency that this card has. Like when you are very deeply sitting with yourself, it's quite easy to get lost in there, and then you kind of lose touch with the rest of the world, so to say. So this month is the right timing to let go of this. On the other hand, what we should let in instead, so here we've got the 7 of coins, and the coins are always about the earth and about material things, so it's usually health and money and things like that, but in general it's just things that you can physically touch. Okay, so things that have already manifested from the mental and emotional sphere into the physical one. And personally, I really see this card as very patient. Like if you look at the man, he's kind of sorting through those little plants and deciding what to do with them. It's number 7, which is also pretty high on the numeric line from 1 to 10. And I love the symbolism of the coins that are connected to plants, because it's basically like you start with a seed on number 1 and then you harvest some kind of a fruit on number 10. Now with number 7, you're not quite there, but you can see that you already have a pretty grown plants over here. And the key here is to realize that you are on a journey with whatever you are dealing with in your life right now, and that it's a process, okay? And that oftentimes we get like little tiny plants that are just about to bloom or something, and we are impatient. We want to harvest them already, and we want to be done, and we want to celebrate and stuff like that. But it would be too early, because they are not ripe and they are not ready yet. So obviously you can harvest them now, but the chances are that you won't get what you are looking for out of these experiences or goals or whatever it is that you are being impatient with. And another thing that comes to mind is that what we should let in this month is some priorities. How do I say that? How's the verb from that? Prioritization? Yeah, is that a word? I hope it is. Anyways, what I want to say is that if you feel like you're overwhelmed by something in the outside world, especially again in connection with this card, and that's keeping you, inside your little own protective shell, then it's probably a good idea to sit down and even write stuff down on a piece of paper, again, to make it physical, you know, so that it's not just your thoughts like flying through your head, and write down like everything that you're afraid of or everything that's cluttering your life. And then when you look at it, you can start sorting it out and thinking about what might not have space in your life anymore, what you can leave for later maybe, and just, you know, make some space, basically. Now, the last card is a guidance card, and it's telling us how we can put these first two into practice, or what will help us with these first two. And this one is from the Moon Angel deck, and it's quite abstract and a little bit weird, but it's all about crossing in between different realms and different dimensions, really. Because oftentimes we are with one foot there. So let's say it can be in the past, for example, and one foot in the present or in the future, or it could be something completely different. One foot outside of a relationship, one foot inside of it, blah, blah, blah. And this card is telling us that this is okay, that it's quite normal, that it's hard to let go of things that have happened, or hard to let go of things that will happen and stuff like that. And it's human nature, really. Like, I mean, we have the concept of time and space, so obviously our brains use it, right? And our ego loves it as well. So this is to say that, like, if you're dwelling on something in the past, again, going back to the Hermit card and trying to analyze stuff and blah, 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 you don't have to feel guilty for that or blame yourself that you were not able to let go or anything. But it's just good to realize that it might be just one foot that you are still there with, okay? The other foot is already in the present moment. And how can you use that for your own benefit, for making better decisions right now, or actions, or whatever you need at the moment? So I hope it made sense to you. Let me know in the comments again if it resonated or not, or what you think about it. And before I say goodbye, one last thing I want to mention. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Tarot Playground for Beginners course is finally ready. So if you'd like to learn how to read these cards for yourself, so that you can do it for yourself at home, anytime, for any decisions, if you want to learn how to connect with your cards that you might already have without being scared of them, especially the dark cards, like this one here, for example, and how to make your readings fun and how to develop your intuition, then don't forget to check out my Tarot Playground course for beginners. You'll find the link below this video. I would be super happy to have you there. So yeah, have a great month. Thanks, and see you soon. Bye.